Hello, nice to see you again. This is lesson number 6. Thank you so much for watching. And I am so excited to show you some new things today. We're really diving into these lessons and you're going to be learning a lot. It seems like, oh, I don't really know much. However, you know a lot already, and it's just a matter of spending time at the piano. So now it's about playing. It's about sitting there at the piano, figuring out what sounds you love, repeating those. If you don't love a sound, stop playing that. But if you do love it, repeat it so you can remember it, and then you can record it and make a song out of it, okay? Also, you can learn to play any song in the world, so it's really, really exciting. By now, you should have some sort of folder or bag, some swag, some system going on for yourself. If you're teaching your kids or someone else's kids, then you want to get them very excited. There's some cool hats and bags, swag, and also you need to have incentives because we all need a pat on the back when we do a good job. So first of all, remember the key stickers. These are very, very nice because they're removable and they don't damage the piano at all. However, a little Scotch tape is going to be just fine, okay? So if you want to just print them out on sunsetjams.com, then you can do that. Those are free, or you can order them. And then you want to have incentives like money. Every time you play the piano, you get a little money, right? That's a good incentive. Lip gloss, lotion, handmade things, a little award, a ribbon, right? A chart with stickers. You get enough stickers and you get a bigger prize. Track stickers. You can track things. See how many times you practice. See how many times, all this time you spend. Some people like to call it practice. I don't like to call it practice. I like to call it play. Play the piano. How much time do you spend playing the piano? And you don't have to be perfect, so don't worry about that. It's just a matter of sitting at the piano and having that passion and staying inspired. So what do you do if you're like, oh, I don't have time, I don't want to do this? You need to make time. You need to get up a little earlier or stay up a little later. You need to get those headphones on and be by yourself and say, hold on world, wait a minute, no, it's piano time, it's music time for me. And then you also need to have a good practice room or good place to play, and you need to have proper supplies. I like to use really nice markers and cute pens to stay inspired, and colored pencils. You can do creative arts, and you can do, beautiful artwork and make poems, and you can make your own book. So actually, you really do want to make your own book. This is all about being creative and being an artist. So, for example, I made the book Sunset Jams, right? So there's a couple of ways you can get this book. You can print it out, it's free on sunsetjams.com. You can create the book yourself. I laminated a color copy here made of colored pencils, and I have literally made my own book. So I have like 50 pages here of my own book, okay? You don't have to be that fancy, and you want to make it your own. I'm going to go over everything with you, okay? The other option you have is to just order the book. You could print it out, or you could just order a copy. You can order the book, right? So this has everything, all the explanations of everything, and then the stickers that you can stick on the piano. You do have to use tape, okay? So you have to cut them out and use tape. And then, so they're not different than the ones that are on the website, okay? This is all the same stuff. This is totally free on the website. And then you have the songs, right? So we did Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, Row, Row, Row Your Boat, Mary Had a Little Lamb. So there's quite a few songs in here, okay? We're gonna get to these more intricate details of lessons, all these details next. Okay, so by now you should have some good idea of where middle A is, at least. You can find A, and then you can find B, C, D, E, F, G. There's only 7 letters, right? Very, very easy. And then we have the blue section. And then we have the yellow section. So first is yellow, green, and blue. So we're gonna focus on memorizing and learning those first. It's easy to memorize because it's just 7 letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then 7 colors. However, we don't need to know all of them right now, just the green section, the blue section, and the yellow section. All right, and then let's see here. So we wanna focus on rhythm, okay? So we have a whole note, okay? So we can hold that for a whole measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So how that works is it sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and how that translates into the piano is you press the note and you hold it down for 4 counts. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm pressing 3 notes. So you can actually just press one note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you have a child that's constantly, doing that on the piano, just tell them one note at a time. One note at a time. And then you can also do 2 notes at a time, but you want to skip a note. So don't press a note right next to it, because that sounds kind of bad. Skip a note. And it sounds good. Okay, so we got a whole note. Half note is half of that. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have a quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have, now these are typical rhythms notations, right? So for the whole note, I call it whole note. You could drop into a hole, like you're falling into a hole or whatever, for 4 counts, okay? For a half note, we can do half moon, right? So half moon, half moon, half moon. Then for the quarter note, we could do moon. Moon, 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 moon. And then for eighth, it's just dividing it each time. So then we have half of a quarter note, that's an eighth note. So we do 1 ant, I say ant, like a little crawling ant on a picnic table. So you say 1 ant, 2 ant, 3 ant, 4 ant, 1 ant, 2 ant, 3 ant, 4 ant. Or 1 ant, 2 ant, 3 ant, 4 ant, 1 ant, 2 ant, 3 ant, 4 ant. And then we have a triplet. And so then we have, well, let's do blueberry, okay? So we have blueberry, 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 blueberry. Blueberry, 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 blueberry. You could also do pineapple, right? Anything with 3 syllables. Pineapple, 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 pineapple. You could also do 1 dada, 2 dada, 3 dada, 4 dada. You can make up words. 16th. Now we're talking watermelon. Okay, we have the ants need to eat something, so they're going to eat the watermelon, right? So now we have watermelon, 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 watermelon. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. That's fast. Then we have the grace note, or the 32nd note, or 64th note, however you want to, count this note. It's a little grace note, and it's really fast. It's like faster than you can really count. You could add it before a note, kind of like this, twinkling around and the little star. All right, and 3/4 is 3 counts to each measure, and a quarter note gets 1 count. So that's basically like a polka. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, pa 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 pa. And then we have 4 counts for each measure, and a quarter note gets 1 count. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like marching. Almost all pop songs are counted the same, and that is 4 beats per measure. Okay, so here we have an A, right? Okay. The light is kind of on there, but basically This is the grand staff, okay? We have a treble clef and a bass clef and a little, these are bar lines. This is a double bar line. This signifies the end of a song or the end of a phrase. And then this is the grand staff. This is the bracket, and then these are the notes on here. And then these little lines right here are called ledger lines. So they just make the staff longer on the bottom or the top, okay? And right in the middle is middle A, okay? That's on the treble clef. Guess what? You can write middle A on the bass clef. And so that is right here, okay? The top line of the bass clef is the same exact note as the second ledger line down on the middle of the treble clef, okay? Basically, you need to look at the full staff on the piano on sunsetjams.com so you can see it's color-coded from the bottom of the piano all the way to the top of the piano. So you see every alphabet on here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, in the full spectrum of the rainbow of colors. Okay, so now that you know that, we're gonna do sharps and flats. So yes, you can see the notes on the staff, right? This might be a little overwhelming, but don't worry, it gets easier, okay? So then we have sharps, okay? It looks like a little hashtag, sharps. You wanna go up a half a step. So the very next note, okay? The very next note up is sharp, okay? The very next note down to the left is flat, okay? It looks like a little B, kind of, okay? Or a half a heart, okay? And then we have natural, okay? This is a natural symbol, and that just means stay the same. So if there was a sharp before that, it means play this the regular way, not the sharp way, okay? All right, so now that we have a few of the basics out of the way, we can move on to rhythm. So in the book, there's just practice patterns. You just have to play them. And then you can write them in. You can make sure they're right. If you have a friend who knows how to play the piano, have them help you and just check and say, hey, is this right? You know, help me out here. And then, so there's a lot of those. This is going to teach you the green section, the blue section, the yellow section. Then we have right below the yellow section is the orange section, the red section. Most songs are played in the green, blue, and yellow section, okay, in the middle of the piano. So you already know how to play about 1,000 songs now, okay? Believe it or not. Like I said, you might think, oh, this isn't much, but this is telling you everything. I'm telling you, this is going to be great for you. You can play any song you want, okay? If you give it enough time and practice. Well, I should say playing. All right, and then there's a few extra symbols in here. A fermata looks like a little eye, or like a bird's eye or something like that. Fermata just means hold the note longer. So it might be at the end of a song or something like that. Tie, if it's exactly the same note and there's a little line underneath, that's a tie. That means don't play the second note. Just keep holding it for that value, for that amount of time. And then the slur, if there's different notes and there's a line underneath, it just means play gracefully. Lift your hand after the slur a little bit. So it's like a little phrase, like a little sentence, like. And you just lift your hand a little. Okay. And then play one octave higher. An octave is a color level, so 8 notes. Okay. You play one octave higher if it's like that. One octave lower if it's 8VB. And then you've got the little grace note. So you can, that's just a quick fast note. So, you know, there's Google, right? You can just look it up online, okay? This information is out there for you. I'm teaching you my method because I've spent a lot of time in college learning this stuff, and I made it simpler so it's a little easier to understand. Okay, so I have music in a nutshell. Okay, so this is basically basically, there's two parts here that are really, really exciting and that will teach you so many chords and opportunities to go in different directions with songs that you write, and also just learning to play complex piano, okay? And in making it a little easier. Okay, so here we have the circle of fifths, okay? This just means if you're playing a song and there's a sharp right here, that means you have to play all the sharps in that song. You have to play all the notes on that note sharp. So like all the F's will have to be F sharp in that particular song, unless it has a natural sign. Then you just play regular F. Okay? So there's a little pattern here, and you kind of have to stare at this for a little while, okay? When you first look at it, it's going to be like, what? I don't understand. It's a little confusing. And then you see this chart is exactly the same thing. It's just a pattern of notes, okay? It's just a pattern of notes, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to play all the F sharps in this key signature. It just means that that's the way it's written, and if there's a natural sign, that means that particular sharp is going to be regular F, like I was saying before. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you're writing music, you don't have to follow these rules by the book. You can put a little note in there that might sound great to your ears that nobody's ever thought of before, and that's your song that makes it unique. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to go exactly by this. This is just a general idea of scales, like patterns of notes. Okay, so like this is a major scale. It sounds happy in major. Major sounds upbeat, positive, and then minor sounds a little Halloweenish. It sounds a little more emotional, a little sad, a little down, right? So it's like, that's minor. That's major. You hear the difference? So this is ear training, and there's an ear training CD with 7 long songs on it on the piano to help train your ear to hear some of these differences in the music and start, training your ears to be a very great piano player. And so I would recommend downloading those songs. If you have a subscription, that'll be free. Otherwise, you can just buy them individually or buy the whole CD. And it's an exclusive iTunes special, and I'm not sure if it's on Spotify or Amazon Prime. It might be. It's definitely on iTunes, and it's just piano. Okay, so it's just piano music, and then it incorporates some of these, sharps, flats, different things to get your ears thinking piano, if you will. Okay, and then here's a blank circle of fifths chart so you can start memorizing the circle of fifths. In the circle of fifths, there's only 7 letters. Okay, everything is 7 or less to remember. So it's pretty easy. And this chart, you don't have to have it memorized. Most professional musicians do not have it memorized. Some do, some don't. It's debatable. Since we're getting this far into music theory and everything, you should pat yourself on the back. You're doing really, really well. And at this point in time, it's about emotion, expression, and playing the piano. And I'll go into a little bit further in lesson 7. You're going to have 7 lessons for Sunset Jams, and then that's really all you need to really be a great piano player. Okay, so it's all about passion, and also it's really, really like, you have to kind of feel the moment and kind of play what you like. Like, I've been playing a long time, so this comes to me pretty easily to me. And so anyways, here's some music. Okay, so there's just a little example of a song I wrote. It's just a little ditty, a little something fun and dramatic, and I could create a whole symphony out of this, or I could create some sort of pop song. So I just kind of play what I love to play, and then I make a song out of it. And I like blank paper because it really helps your imagination. You can really have a blank canvas and draw on it, make some words, you know, draw words, make art out of the music, and kind of plan out your song. And then I have different folders, right? And then I have like this binder for all my songs this year. And so, you know, stay organized, keep your things together, because you don't want to lose a song. You don't want to let it get lost somewhere and then you don't know where the song is and it was really good, you know? So I feel like music is for sharing. All right, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful time doing your music, and all the best to you. See you next lesson.